everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica with Memory Box Candle Co. And I make videos all about the journey of starting a candle business. And today's video, we're gonna be talking a little bit about business debt or cash flowing, and I kind of wanted to just share with you my experience of getting started with my candle business and how I went about getting started with it without acquiring any debt. Now, I do want to say, I know that this topic can be a little controversial because the whole having credit cards versus not having credit cards, debt versus no debt. I know that in personal finance can be pretty controversial and how people think about that. But I just kind of want to share my experience, and I would love to hear your experience in the comment section below because there's a lot to this that I do have to admit that I am ignorant on, and I only know what I know. So that's kind of how I wanted to start this off. But essentially, for those of you that don't know, I actually got started making money on the side through a little side hustle of reselling used clothing on eBay. That kind of side business is a super low cost entry kind of side hustle to get started on. So I was able to spend literally a couple dollars on some clothing and then resell it for a profit and then reinvest that money back into more clothing and then, just kind of snowball from there. And then from there, I actually had built up my PayPal account with money in there. And I knew that I think I always kind of knew that I tried really hard with making eBay something that I could do full time, but there was just something about it. I mean, it was exhausting. It was so exhausting. And when the whole candle making world kind of fell into my lap and I fell in love with it and decided to start a candle business, it totally changed everything for me. And I was able to use that money that I had saved up from my eBay business to start purchasing candle supplies with. Because at the time, Chris and I had just recently moved into this apartment that we're living in right now, and we were definitely making a lot less money back then, so we were just doing our best to kind of get by and be able to pay the bills and be able to still put some money into our savings as well. And I knew I didn't want to touch any of our personal savings, and I still wanted to be able to contribute my full paycheck to our bills and just kind of day-to-day living. I didn't want to take that away in order to start my candle business. So being able to use that money that I made from eBay to purchase candle making supplies with, to test with, and we know the whole process with that, it made it so nice to be able to have that designated money that I had built up, even though at the time I didn't know I was saving up for that. But once it got to the point where I started my candle business, I still did eBay as well. Because as we know, getting started with a candle business, a lot of the initial money that you're going to be spending is towards the candle making supplies. It's towards the testing. It's towards all of that. You can kind of think about it like, if you're going to be going to school, you have to pay for the classes to learn in order to get the degree. So for a candle business, you have to pay to learn how to make the candles and go through that testing process in order to actually understand what you need to be doing and then invest into the actual products that you're going to be using to then resell in your candle business. It kind of works like that. That's how I like to explain it to a lot of people because it can kind of seem like you're wasting money on testing supplies, but really it's just you're investing into your learning, into knowledge, into the craft that you're learning. So I think I had about maybe $1,500 or something in my PayPal account to start using towards the testing supplies. And I had been testing for about 6 months or so before I opened up my Etsy shop in March of 2020. And all throughout that time, I was still reselling on eBay as well. So I was still funding more of that testing supplies, more of that money in there to be able to put towards my candle business. And then as soon as I launched my candle business and I started actually making sales on the products that I was reselling from all the supplies, then I was able to use that money to reinvest into my business. So as you can see, there's a pretty common theme here that it's just about starting small and then reinvest, reinvest, reinvest. That's why I definitely don't recommend that anybody who is getting started with their business to quit their job right away, because it does definitely take time to build up and you need to nurture your business and give it as much as you can give it. So if you're taking money away from it in the very beginning stages, then it's not going to be able to grow as much. So being able to invest that money back into my candle business was definitely extremely helpful in order to, help it continue to grow. And I believe 3 months later, in June of 2020, I stopped doing eBay. So I stopped doing eBay because at that time I was doing both YouTube and my candle business, and YouTube had taken over my my full-time job. So YouTube then kind of took over my day job, so I had a lot more time to be able to work on my candle business from home. And so I was just kind of thinking, I need this extra space for all my candle stuff. I don't have this space for all these used clothes anymore, so I'm going to essentially quit eBay and then just put all that I can into my candle business. And that's still kind of how I go about my business finances right now. It's all about reinvesting the profits back into the business. So YouTube is still able to pay the bills and help me with my regular living situation to where I'm able to, help you guys out simultaneously, but also be able to stay home and have a lot more time to work on my candle business. And any income that I get from my candle business, I just reinvest it back into the business so that I'm able to, get a lot more supplies, keep growing, keep having more options, more, you know how all that works. I'm trying to invest more into marketing. I'm trying to invest more into different apps on my Shopify store that will help to increase sales and decrease abandoned carts. And I'm trying to learn more all about that. So there's just a lot more that kind of goes into it the more you build up on your business. And I think that if I were to have just put, let's say, $2,000 down on a credit card and spent it all on supplies, it probably would have caused me a lot more anxiety in the beginning because I would have felt an extra pressure to, I guess to make it work and to just feel that pressure to hurry up and figure it out. And I just feel like for me personally, I was happy with giving myself more time to, kind of work up to it. And even then, I think 6 months honestly is pretty short, and I would recommend longer to most people because you really need to test a lot longer than that. But I continued testing even after that, and I learned a lot in that process. But I definitely think that if I would have just opened up a credit card and I would have put my startup capital on a credit card, I would have looked at things a lot differently, and I might be in a different position than I am right now, and I might be running my business differently. But I do welcome comments to anybody who does use business credit cards. I know that there's like rewards and perks and things that you can get from using a credit card. I just don't have any experience with credit cards, so I really just wanted to run my business in a way that I felt most comfortable with. But I could be losing out on things that could really help me. I did recently, a couple months back, want to open up a business credit card, but only because I wanted to help increase my personal credit. My personal credit's fine because of auto loans and stuff like that, but I really wanted to see if I'm going to be spending money monthly anyways, I might as well put it on a business credit card and then just kind of pay it off every month. And I know that's easier said than done, and I think that's one of the reasons why they can get you with that, because if you are, let's say, in a situation, and Chris brought this up to me, let's say you're in a situation and you have this open line of credit and you're really needing to purchase something for your business, and you're thinking, okay, I'll just put it on the credit card and then in 10 days I get paid, so I'll be able to use that money to then, pay it off. But let's say something else comes up that you need to purchase, and then it just starts to spiral from there. And that's definitely something that I've wanted to stay away from. But something else that I had looked into was, I don't even know if business credit helps to increase your personal credit. When I had done my research, and again, you guys can let me know, I couldn't find anything other than it can hinder your personal credit if anything happens. If you don't pay off your debt or whatever happens, then it can hinder your credit. But I don't know if business credit builds your personal credit. I think it just builds up your business credit. So I would love to hear all of your opinions on this topic in the comment section below. I always love to hear different opinions on things that I don't have experience with or I'm not too sure of, especially when it comes to this topic, because the only thing I know is just saving up money and then paying cash for everything and trying to have as little debt as possible. And that's kind of how I've run my business as well. But I would love to hear what you have to say in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at Erica Marie Morris, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.